Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication.
Welcome to this week's episode of Project Management Insights. Rewards, they are an interesting thing, and it's been informative for me this week to notice how many times the word rewards or rewarding people has come up and shown up. So I decided today that was going to be my topic. So how much do you reward your project team? I think in my experience, often we get so caught up in the frantic nature of our job as project managers, where we think we need to be on top of everything. We have so many things we have to manage and control, and it feels like we're on a constant whirlwind, a constant space of busy, 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 busy. And we tend to then sometimes forget and disregard the work being done by the other members of our team. And yet those people, and notice I said people, project management is all about people, those people are the ones that are going to make or break our project. They're the ones delivering for us. And so there is a lot of value in rewarding those team members. I've been reading a book called The Influential Mind, and it's all about how to influence people more. Now, I know my last podcast episode was on influencing as well, so it's really interesting that this happens to tie in together. There are studies that have been undertaken on whether people will act more if they are given the stick, so told that, if we don't do this, this is the consequence. People don't react as well to that or act as well to that sort of statement or way of operating as they do to, if we complete this in this time, then we're going to have this reward, we're going to get this recognition, we're going to have this afternoon tea, we're going to have pizza, we're going to, whatever it is, there's a reward at the end of it. And people will, a positive reward, people will then tend to act in a different manner, a more positive manner, in order to achieve what needs to be achieved. So it was great to actually have my thinking and the way I operate backed up by the statistics or by the research that's been undertaken, because what I found in a project that I was managing, which had a very, very tight time frame, we had to build a system from scratch, not breaching IP, the IP of an external vendor who owned a system that was being replaced, within a very tight time frame of 12 months, and 12 months from scratch, as I said. And so what I decided to do was to have celebration and rewards during the project. So each time we were at a particular phase or a key part of the project was delivered, then we would have a team afternoon tea. We would have a team lunch. We would celebrate with sweets or whatever. There were always pieces during the life of the project or times during the life of the project when we would celebrate and recognize the work that was being done. And what I did at those times, several times, was ask my project sponsor or the business owner to come and talk to the team and tell them how much he appreciated the work that they were doing for him and his business, because this connected the dots between the work that these people on the project team were doing to the actual outcome for the business. And this business senior executive was able to explain the criticality and the nature of the work that was being done, what the project was going to deliver, and how it would impact on his business. So it gave the team the context, I guess, in which they were operating, that it wasn't just me pushing them and telling them or asking them to deliver for a specific thing. They heard it directly from the business.
And it then meant that they connected more closely with the work that was being done, the outcome of what was being done, and they gained a reward because they were acknowledged by the senior executive in the organisation, and they received a physical reward in the form of food or sweets, as the case may be, more food, but food predominantly. And it worked. It really worked because the whole team worked together, very closely together, and the project ended up being delivered just under the 12-month period, and we had 3 weeks to spare, which is no mean feat when you consider that the system was built from scratch. And so it's really, really worth rewarding and recognising people. Now, maybe you have gifts available, gift cards or gift certificates that are available to be able to give to teams if they deliver, or that's some such thing. There are always rewards available to you to be able to deliver. And yes, it would mean taking money out of your project budget. If you are tracking your budget well, then there should be no problem at all with these few small items for reward coming out of the project budget. And believe me, your project sponsor and your project control board is not going to disagree with you rewarding the team. There will be no pushback for you doing that. And I mentioned it in my project control board meetings so that the project control board were aware of the significance of what we were doing and the fact that we were on track and things were working well, because they could then acknowledge the team in other ways as well. And the reward might not necessarily be monetary. It could be having the CIO go to the development team and call them out specifically within the IT environment for the great job they were doing. That's being rewarded. It's all about the acknowledgement, acknowledging the work, acknowledging a person or a team's contribution to your overall project. So don't skimp on doing that. You can take the time to do this as part of your project management control or management. Remember, the whole thing that you are doing here is working with people. And if you're honest and you know yourself that if you're doing something, the one thing that you want is to be acknowledged and rewarded for a good job or the job well done, a work that you do that is actually valuable and delivered and accurate, timely, all of those things. You want to be acknowledged. You want to be rewarded. So know that if you're wanting that, then so are your team members. And for me, it built the trust, it built a sense of team, it really supported the overall culture of our project team to be one of positivity, and so that the team could see the value in what they were doing, because that ultimately is the best value to be able to get the outcome that I wanted, which was successful project delivery for my business owner / sponsor. One of the strangest things about rewarding is that the more you reward your team, the more they will reward you. They will see you in a very different light. They will begin to appreciate you more and what you do more. And I know this sounds strange, and yet it works. So consider the value for you when you reward them, and the benefits are only win-win for you as a project manager and for your project sponsor and for the team. So reward, and acknowledge your team. You will only get better value and support from them if you do that. Okay, till next week, happy project managing. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.